Pusha T saying that diss tracks are essentially dead is very interesting, especially when you consider in the last 12 plus months or so, the most popular rap song on the planet, has been a diss record. So I do want to get into some of the stuff Pusha was saying because I think he does have a point, and I want to point out something to you guys on why I think the whole landscape of diss records has kind of changed. And before I do that, if anybody's trying to follow up on my One Piece, journey, because I said I was going to start One Piece Attack of the Titans, I was going to stream it live or whatever. I'm having copyright issues. The minute I get on, they ding it, they take it down. So I got to figure something out. I'm going to keep y'all updated. Maybe just record it and post it on Patreon or something instead of trying to live stream it. But we'll get to that. That's for my enemy, guys. Anyway, let's get back to what Push is saying. So Push says, it's kind of dead to me. It's the ransom of what a diss track used to bring. There was a clear winner. Somebody would really bow out, and that's it. The last man standing. That was just a whole bunch of noise. Even after we find winners, it's still noise. And it's like, man, what's it for? It's not the same ransom anymore. Back in the day, to me, I felt like it could be career ending. Now it's not. It doesn't hold as much weight. You still get another shot at it, it seems like. And obviously, you guys remember, Push for the story of Adidon with Drake, the whole you're hiding a child, etc. So at least in the niche part of rap, people know Push to have a little bit of, a little weight in this conversation. He can talk, right? Now, this is the part I want to harp on a little bit where it says, back in the day, it felt like it could be career ending. Obviously, it wasn't true in all cases. So I guess I get what Push is saying. Some cases, somebody bombed on you, it was over. Other cases, hit them up. They can still rap. Back in the day, Ether bombed on Jay. I think the thing is, if you had talent and you were a staple in hip hop, you can keep it going. But what I think is the importance of a hit record now is what I think is what we should be talking about now. And also strong fan bases, right? So with Push, what he's got to understand now is like with most people on diss records can quickly become a hit now. Right? Or it can become like a underground hit, right? And sometimes that takes away from the darkness of a hit and the darkness of a diss record and people looking at you a certain type of way. The words become just laughable, something funny, right? I think that's why Not Like Us versus Meet the Grams hit a little different. If the battle just ends at Meet the Grams, that's like, oh my God, it's dark. What did he really do? But when you go to allegations Not Like Us, it's like it becomes laughable, right? Corporations can, hijack it. And I was very critical of that too. Like, oh, get out of here. It's not hip hop shit. And I think that's for the victor. So the victor won. The victor got this diss that's like, yeah, everybody's rapping, but it's like, it supersedes your disses now. Now it's just a fun little jingle, right? Or it's a fun little cultural thing. And I think that's kind of becoming more prevalent in hip hop today, right? Because hip hop is more commercialized. The other part for the person that may lose or something like that is if you also can keep making hits, it don't matter. Or it doesn't matter as much. So if you can get hits are so much more important in hip hop now, in my opinion, than back then. And when I say hits, it's crazy. Hits now just means like, yo, can you get the streets talking, but then can you get the internet back talking? Can you get a dance going? So it's not like you needed a hit like back in the day, like you needed it in a club. Now it's like you need a hit, like a real hit, but like, can you get TikTok going, right? So when you can still do that, right? So someone like Drake can still do that with Nokia, you're okay. And then obviously Drake has a fan base that I believe became more activated. So with someone like Push, Story at Adidon was dark, but it wasn't a hit. Right? So let's X you out there. You didn't make a hit, right? But the person you were dissing could still make hits. And Scorpion, right? In My Feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could still make hits and his fan base pretty strong. So there you have it. So I think that's probably the key thing here. Hip hop, the consequences now to not, to someone speaking down on your name, there's still some consequences. But if you can make a hit record, you'll be just fine. Especially if the other person isn't making hits as well. Right. And the worst part about it is if they do make a hit out of the diss record, yeah, it's going to be a bad summer for you. Everybody's going to be laughing at you, but it becomes less of a diss and becomes back to back became kind of like a little cultural woman empowerment song. Not Like Us became a West Coast bop. Right. So the genre is more commercialized. There you have it. I hope I have explained what I think Pusha T might have been thinking here. Well.